Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. Today, a lot of breaking news is going on. So first of all, and this I think is very important, guys, very, very important. Ukraine's official Twitter account posts pleas for crypto donations amid Russian invasion. I don't want to talk about that specific part too much, except for saying that this is a very big deal. An entire country asking for donations in crypto is a very bullish sign for the cryptocurrency, not necessarily about the political situation, bullish, but about cryptocurrency adoption, cryptocurrency usage. This is definitely by far one of the best things we could have seen, and it's actually been put to use as well. Take a look at this. Ukraine raises millions in cryptocurrencies from donors. Apparently, there's been $4 million, which came in rather quickly, and right now some people are talking about the tens. Okay, I noticed that the video was kind of lagging a little bit, so for right now I'm going to try do it this way. I hope that eventually, I think we're good. Sorry if it was a little bit laggy before, guys. I'm so sorry about that. It is what it is. I wanted to say right now, people are talking about tens of millions of dollars that they raised. Here it says Ukraine has raised $15 million through thousands of donations in crypto since it started the whole ordeal, which is definitely peculiar if you ask me. $15 million via crypto this way, all because they went over to Twitter to state it. And actually, we could do one fun thing, guys. Okay, so it's actually a little bit laggy to use the camera for right now, but I checked out the Bitcoin address that Ukraine basically put over on their Twitter, and apparently it received 22 Bitcoin within this little time frame here from 1,800 transactions, which is definitely quite significant. But as you can see right here, there's actually been a transfer, for example, like a couple of seconds ago, and it's actually coming in rather hot. It's really every single minute more and more transactions are coming in, and there's a very high probability that within a couple of hours, couple of days, this 22 Bitcoin that it says right now is going to be a lot more severe, and that is just on the Bitcoin side, right? For Ukraine, it's a little bit different. For USDT/Ethereum, because as we can see right now, there's about $3.5 million worth of ETH in the wallet and about $300,000 worth of tokens that have been sent to them. However, I did not really bother to check how much exactly came back out and how much pulled through, basically. But this is exactly just what we can see right now. There's been about 2,000 and a bit transactions. You can see here over the last couple of minutes, it's been going rather quickly here. Not exactly sure why so much is being sent all of a sudden within 1 minute, when before there were bigger intervals. But I honestly believe that right now, these are just not confirmed. Look at this. Look at how many transfers there are every single minute. A lot of these guys are sending some money over, which I think is really, really cool. And I'm definitely going to have to actually send something as well, just to be in the list of people who sent it. Wait, let me actually rephrase that. Just to make sure you aid at least something. Even though you're given just $1, I always think, help people out whenever it's necessary. Then again, I like to stay apolitical in saying, I'm not saying who's wrong, who's right. I'm just saying if there's people in need, try to help as much as you can, right? Then again, these are a lot of pending transactions, actually. Take a look at that. All right, so that was a little session on the most critical, most important news, I would say. There's some other juicy news. For example, Tesla is accepting Dogecoin at a new LA supercharger. I think this is a very big deal, partially because this, of course, is increasing the use case for Doge like crazy, but also because Elon Musk basically is not joking as much as we thought he was. Whenever he talks about getting Dogecoin somewhere, he's not joking. He really gets it done. And that's kind of a scary thing. The fact that Dogecoin really is his lover in some strange way. He really has an affection for Dogecoin. And I guess I kind of like it, I kind of appreciate him loving Dogecoin this much. Kind of gets me hyped up, this idea. All right, having said that, let's move on because we have a lot of juicy news to cover. The big reason Terra is absolutely skyrocketing this week. I honestly think, guys, because on Terra right now there's just a huge amount of money to be made, but also probably because of the backing. Here it says the mechanism that keeps Terra's UST stable is rather interesting. Nobody fully understands it. I've noticed. I've talked to a lot of crypto. I'm not sure if they're billionaires, but almost billionaires at least. If you guys get my drift, high net worth individuals. And as of this point, nobody really fully understands how UST is supposed to always keep stable. It's still a little bit of a okay, interesting. But it's fixed to the US dollar via a minting and burning process for Luna. If the price of UST falls off its peg and goes lower than $1, UST can be swapped for Luna, which is minted, and sold for $1, providing arbitrage gains for investors. The inverse is true on the upside, where higher demand for UST means more Luna is burned, reducing Luna's supply and increasing its price. So there's a couple of very strange caveats with the way that this works. As of this point, it's doing really fine. I actually have a lot of UST rather than any other stablecoin because this one is decentralized. But it's a very strange system. And again, I'm not really sure how fail or foolproof it is, but I do like the system. I don't know what else to explain to you. So it's interesting. But that's, of course, because of the current tensions, because of the current dump, because of the current situation, and the stablecoins pump, and the stablecoins having a little bit of an interesting time here. Luna eventually pumped as well. All right, then article. Let's take a look. Crypto ready for Wave 5 upsurge by legendary trader. Renowned trader, economist, and analyst Hendrik Zeberg is sure that cryptos are among assets with bullish midterm prospects. So I'm not exactly sure what to say about this except for saying yada. If anybody thinks crypto is really doomed on the midterm, short term, well, sure, it can be up for a debate, but midterm, nah. Long term, nah. I don't think there's really many people who are debating that crypto is really the stuff, except for people who don't like crypto, but I don't really associate with them. There's just two smaller articles. One is that Coinbase is doing really well over the last quarter. It's been doing really, really properly. Coinbase beats Q4 estimations, doubles revenue. They're just doing really amazing, which is, I guess, nice for them, nice for Coinbase, nice for crypto. And then also gold was going down whilst Bitcoin stabilized and the other markets were going up again. It was interesting. Why did all of a sudden there was such a big dip, basically in all the stocks, in all the everything, so to speak, before pretty quickly everything, I would say, recovered? Gold fell down. Why all of a sudden were people so fearful and then everything came kind of back to normal? Thinking, oh, nothing happened. The same thing kind of happened for Bitcoin, where it's kind of confusing. Like the thread that there was before, the majority of reasons why people were selling before have not suddenly changed all of a sudden, right? So what exactly is causing people to all of a sudden start buying back in massively and thinking everything is all of a sudden back good again? That's been interesting to me, at least. Then, and this is very important, guys, Cardano. By far, one of my favorite coins. You guys know it. Cardano is by far one of my favorite tokens. It's, again, not my number one, but it's in that list. Then again, one of the most major issues I would say right now is there's no stable coin that is properly in the Cardano verse, in the Cardano ecosystem. I think that's definitely one of the biggest hurdles that's keeping it back right now. But take a look at this. Cardano pricing classic bull pennant breakout as ADA sharks go on a buying spree. Good article, right? Nice. Cardano is 47,000 times more energy efficient than Bitcoin data shows. Nice, right? And here another one. Cardano ADA transaction volume explodes to double that of Ethereum. Nice. All the articles for Cardano seem so juicy, seem so nice. Yet the price just keeps coming down lower. And all I can think about is it comes because the ecosystem is not developed enough. You might say, well, yeah, but Cardano did so well before and they didn't really have an ecosystem at all. Yeah, but maybe in times like this, Cardano is at a point where they have an ecosystem. People know it's not just a work in progress anymore. It actually has stuff, but it's just so minimal that people can't really fully go for it, fully delve in. You might say, oh, but they have a DEX now as well. They have multiple DEXs being in the blah, 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 blah. Yes, but it's all in such an infancy stage that there needs to be some more, I would say, incentive as well for people to start heavily building, start heavily developing. I would say one of the bigger issues for VeChain's action in the layer 1 race basically was that they were really late to the party, but they started with the VUSD before moving on to newer things, gives them a better approach. I would say with Cardano, one of the things they should go for as quickly as possible as well is to get a mainstream stablecoin. I think, of course, it's a little bit easier than said, but most chains have their basically a stablecoin that's just what's keeping them at the top of the top. We've talked about this a couple of times before, and I honestly think that for Cardano, that's one of the things which is lacking a little bit for the DeFi ecosystem. Because from the other perspective, Cardano is not like Polkadot because the use in terms of transactional volume, in terms of actual community, for Cardano is really insane. For Polkadot, I would say that it's really crazy technology. I really love what they do. It's a little bit different than any other thing, but they have a very niche community, very specific, not as hyped up, more so people that understand technology, a little bit lower tier, and it just will keep continuing to grow and expand as time moves on. I don't think Polkadot is such a pumpy type of thing, even though today was definitely pumping like 10% or so, was doing really well. With Cardano, though, it's been around for pretty long while, has a community for a very long time, has a very crazy, fun, interesting community. A lot of hype people, a lot of really deep theorists who like the peer-reviewed approach that Cardano has. But I would just say Cardano has such huge potential. You just need to grab onto it rather soon, and I think they will. But it's going to take some time before they get their role in. They're a good project, but they need to find their place in the ecosystem. And right now, it's a little bit difficult because where exactly does it stay? Among the layer ones? Not really. Where exactly then? Layer twos, it doesn't work like that. It can't be. So where exactly does it stand? Is it then on the race with VeChain? The latecomers? No, because they were pretty early with all of it. It's just that they were so slow in developing things and have a different approach of doing things well that I think it also might take longer for people to accept this better but slower approach to things. Maybe it just takes time. All right, and then we already talked about this, but still, there was this John Deeden part over on Twitter. Huge exculpatory evidence. In August 20th, I dropped, whatever, I'm dropping my cushion, whatever. The August 20th, 2018 meeting between Clayton and Hinman with Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz. Meeting is 2.5 months after Hinman's speech declaring Bitcoin and ETH non-securities. Frustrated that only 2 of the top 3 crypto were provided regulatory clarity, Garlinghouse and Schwartz asked what they could do to achieve similar clarity for XRP, with Garlinghouse declaring Ripple is living in purgatory because of the lack of clarity regarding XRP. At the moment, if Clayton and Hinman truly believed XRP was a security, they would have informed Garlinghouse and Schwartz right then and there. Instead, Clayton responded, the meeting was not the proper forum for a discussion about that topic. Neither Clayton nor Hinman informed Garlinghouse that XRP was a security. Instead, Clayton then asked Garlinghouse to back up from that issue and steered the meeting to a discussion about Ripple's business in technology. In fact, at the end of this 2018 August 20th meeting, Clayton encouraged the Ripple executives to continue ongoing discussions with staff, the Division of Corporation Finance, and at the time, at no time during the meeting did Clayton or Hinman or any other SEC official indicate that ongoing sales of XRP were securities. And remember, the SEC had conducted a Howey analysis of XRP dated June 13th of 2018, which again is before this 2018 August events. If that memo concluded XRP was a security, Clayton and Hinman would have informed Garlinghouse that XRP was in fact a security and would have told him to stop selling it without registration. The truth is that the first time Ripple's executives are informed that the SEC considers XRP a security is 2 years later in September of 2020, only 3 months before the lawsuit. By the way, Ripple was first informed XRP as a security less than a month after this consensus acquires Quorum platform from JP Morgan. So, the Ethereum connections are there. We're not going to talk about that one too much today. I just wanted to get this out there for you guys real quick. Exculpatory evidence. That's a nice sounding word. However, again, to conclude, so what it says is if in any of the briefs that the SEC basically had done or thought about, if they did think XP was security before, then most likely in this meeting in 2018 August, they would have told Ripple, right? This is just common sense. If you know specifically some this heavy hitting, the only reason you might want to keep it behind is because you want to sue somebody eventually, but that makes absolutely no sense where you're going to kind of rely on the fact that that the company, Ripple should have known, but you didn't tell them, so they couldn't have known because you knew, but you didn't tell them. Specifically when you met with them, you didn't notify. I would say Ripple is right now in one of the best positions ever. I keep telling you guys, I'm accumulating XRP at a rate that is unhealthy. It is, all right? The amount of XRP I'm accumulating. I was making a couple of jokes today about I was asking people, do you have 1 billion XRP? I don't have 1 billion XRP, but I was joking about it. However, I think honestly that I'm not going to say, because this is not financial advice, I'm not going to say it's a smart thing. I'm going to say I honestly think XRP is really one of the best choices for 2022. Out of every single crypto, if I could pick only one, I would surely just choose XRP. A lot of people will laugh in my face, spit in my face even for saying that stuff. XRP is garbage. XRP is a centralized piece of crap. You think whatever you think. I think this coin is going to pop off. And, at the end of the day, you do you, me to me, or I do I, whatever. And I think it's going to pop off, and we'll see what others think. I don't really care. So, I don't want to cover that one too much. I had a couple other small pieces. For example, Grayscale pushes investors to advocate for a spot Bitcoin ETF. I covered that today. The strange part that it's still not approved just quite yet. And this one we also covered today. Canadian regulators demand crypto exchanges not to promote self-custodial wallets, which is really, really interesting to me. But we're also noticing that in Canada and in Europe, they're really starting to be against crypto and basically the freedom that it gives, which is funny. But that's all happening, of course, because Ukraine as a country is starting to adopt it in the way that we were all describing for a long time. And it's a very big step. I was shouting this out over on Twitter for a little bit. And right now it's starting to go really, really wild, guys. And it's happening, guys. It is happening. It is happening. And it is juicy, juicy, juicy to see. All right, so that was it for today's little video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something new. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video later today.